So this is very important, and accordingly we are moving forward. And I think that all of you are part of different training programs, all of you are part of different faculty development programs. Even focusing this thing, this webinar has been planned and organized. So this is very interesting, and we have to take a very positive standpoint and we'll move forward. Actually, there are certain challenges we face during teaching this subject to the students. What I face personally, I'm dealing this subject in my institution into different levels with the students of different courses. But I feel that whenever you are going to refer to the literature inherited in that Indian knowledge system corpus, so these literature are basically written in the language of Sanskrit, that all of you know. In Sanskrit language it's written, and whenever you are going to refer to any such chantings, any such quotations, any such mantras, so the students feel bored, they feel disinterested, they think in a traditional like pravachan way, teachers are teaching in this way. So we have to take a different pedagogical approach which will increase their interest level to learn this subject, and that is very important. So all of us, we academicians, this is our responsibility to think, to innovate, and to share in a collaborative and even in a common platform, that whatever we come across, whatever we innovate with each other, so that we can apply it in our own periphery. So next, please. So this is the importance created by the policymakers, and that's very good. So accordingly, we are moving forward. Okay, coming to the core discussion part. Now, as I'm talking about this knowledge system. So what exactly, sorry, my throat is not good today. Kindly bear with me. Okay. So the core part is that what we are talking about, this knowledge system corpus. What are there, or which literature is included in that particular knowledge system? So that we have to first understand, and which things are covered in that IKS literature that I have mentioned in that particular slide. So basically, and I think that all of you have heard about that Chaturdas Vidya. Okay, Chaturdas Vidyasthan. Okay, this is the core of the Indian knowledge system literature, or what we are referring to Indic philosophy. So this thing is inherited into that literature, core literature. So that is coming this Chaturdas Vidyasthan. So what are coming under this Chaturdas Vidyasthan? 4 Vedas, 6 Vedangas, and 4 Upavedas. Okay, and 4 Upangas are there also. So basically, if you think, then 4 Vedas are Rig, Yajur, Sam, and Atharva. 6 Vedangas are there: Siksha, Vyakaran, Chandas, Niruktam, Jyotisham, and Kalpam. 4 Upavedas are Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Gandharva Veda, and Arthashastra. And the 4 Upangas are Mimamsa, Nyaya, Puran, and Dharmashastra. So first 3 columns which is mentioned, 4 Upangas, I'm just, because these are somehow connected into the philosophy, Indian philosophy. So these 4, first 3 columns, the 14 books, and this is Chaturdas Vidyasthan, which is called as. So these things are the core of Indian knowledge system literature that we, all of us, must remember, and we must refer to that corpus. Another thing, whatever we are practically approaching or considering for the IKS literature, these are the Vedic literature, that means coming under these 4 Vedas, philosophical systems, Sardarshan, which I am going to talk about very few, because this entire entirety of this IKS is very vast, and that would not be precised in a webinar of a single hour, or probably I will be delivering for 45-50 minutes. So it's very difficult to understand all these things. But as per your interest, we may continue with different series if you are interested. But I'm just trying to give you a cursory glance actually here in that particular lecture, that what we are trying to treat as Indian knowledge system. So this literature, IKS literature, whatever we are referring to in academics, this Vedic literature, philosophical system, language and linguistics part, mathematics, number system, health and wellness, yoga, psychology, town planning and architecture, public administration, governance, scientific heritage, art, music, dance, Kafya literature, literary science, ethics and value system, and pedagogy. So these things basically, I think I have not missed out any of the points. So as a whole, we are trying to giving, a glance to different aspects, parameters of Indian literature, IKS literature. So that I have mentioned in that particular slide, which you can see here. And that you can think that in the slide which I have mentioned here, this is the core literature or the core content of literature referring to Indian knowledge system. So, ma'am, and go to the next slide. So all these things are very important, and we have to understand these things well. Next, I'm going to give you a glance on Sad Darshan. So actually the Indian philosophy, there are 6 systems of Indian philosophy basically, and there are so many branches and sub branches are there. It has been evolved into different types. So these are the things. So 6 systems of Indian philosophies refer to Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Mimamsa, Vedanta, Sankhya, and Yoga. So these are the 6 system or the Sardarshan of Indian 6 systems of Indian philosophy. Nyaya, school of philosophy, that refers to the logic and analytical philosophy. Vaisheshika, it refers to the atomic building blocks of and the consciousness. Each and every philosophy, it takes lots of time to discuss. So I'm just giving you the cursory glance in a nutshell actually. Mimamsa, critical interpretation of the Vedas. Vedanta, the essence of the Vedas, and Vedanta basically is the ending part of the Veda. And Sankhya, this is very interesting. Sankhya philosophy talks about the creator and the creation, the consciousness and the matter. I'm coming back to the questions after the session. You may raise your hands. Yoga, that is basically Ashtang Yoga. Ashtang Yoga was the propounder of Ashtang Yoga was Patanjali. I always crack a joke to our students that whenever we take this, am I audible or not? I can see a message. Voice is not coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I would like to request the participant, please, change the place, or there might be some problem with your device. Please check once, okay? So this Ashtang Yoga, okay, that is very important, and the propounder of this Ashtang Yoga is Patanjali, Rishi, sage Patanjali. So nowadays, even all of us, many of us, when we listen to Patanjali, sage Ramadev come to our mind. The thing is that we don't know exactly the root of these things, root of these philosophies. This is a long way to discuss, and I'm not going in detail into these things, but I'm going to give a cursory, a spatial glance on that Ashtanga Yoga. Ma'am, please, next slide. So Ashtanga Yoga is very important. Why I found this thing very important to discuss here in that forum. And I feel I discuss these things in the classroom with our students, because this Ashtanga Yoga is very important, propounded by Rishi Patanjali, sage Patanjali, to uplift ourselves in a very practical manner, I think most of you know that Ashtanga Yoga, the steps of Ashtanga Yoga says in this way: Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dhyan, Dharana, and Samadhi. The sequence is not in a proper way in that particular image. So I'm just explaining this thing, try to pay attention and try to understand. So Yama, I mean your disciplined life. Yam, I mean discipline. So everywhere discipline is the first and foremost concept. Without discipline, we cannot achieve anything. If we look into the core or the essence of any religion in this world, you will find that the ultimate essence of any religion in this world is to achieve the liberation of our soul, जिसको हम मोक्ष बोलते हैं, जिसको हम बोलते हैं कि मोक्ष हो या liberation हो, mukti ho, whatever in terms. So each and every religion, we find that ultimate level is that liberation. So how we will liberate ourselves, how we can liberate ourselves or we can uplift ourselves towards achieving that ultimate goal or the concept which is inherited in Upanishad, that is the union of Jivatma and Paramatma. So that we can achieve through that Ashtanga Yoga, the steps of Ashtanga Yoga.